can I get some closure? Stay right where you are and don't come closer. If you haven't picked it up, it's over. You wanted her, so just give me what I deserve. So can I get some closure? Stay right where you are and don't come closer. If you haven't picked it up, it's over. Run back to her, 'cause I got what I want, closure. Wasted too much heart on you. Wish I learned to use my head. 'Cause right before I fell for you, I fell right into your bed. I'm not looking for revenge. I don't need you to be my friend. I just want this fake love to come to an end. So can I get some closure? Stay right where you are and don't come closer. If you haven't picked it up, it's over. You wanted her, so just give me what I deserve. So can I get some closure? Stay right where you are and don't come closer. If you haven't picked it up, it's over. Run back to her, 'cause I got what I want, closure. You wanted her. You left me hurt. But I won't cry as long as I give me some closure. Who you think you are. You're lucky that I don't want revenge. So can I get some closure? Stay right where you are and don't come closer. If you haven't picked it up, it's over. You wanted her, so just give me what I deserve. So can I get some closure? Stay right where you are and don't come closer. If you haven't picked it up, it's over. Run back to her, 'cause I got what I want, closure. I might be broken down, but I'm smiling. I keep my head up high, though I fail. Sometimes I get a bit emotional, but then I turn around and let it go. I see you watching me from a distance. I see you can't decide what to feel. But if you dig a little deeper, boy, you know you really wanna get to know me. Let's get this out of the way. I can't wait another day to tell you you shouldn't wait. Don't be so afraid. Yeah, I'm a bit too much, but I'm fun and games. When I'm acting tough, I just wanna play. If you are looking for one hell of a ride, just come and get it. Baby, I'm all yours. Come and get it, 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 come and get it. If you are looking for one hell of a ride, just come and get it. Baby, I'm all yours. Jump on my roller coaster and hold tight. It won't be easy, but it'll be fun. Sometimes it goes the whole way up and down. I think you're ready now to leave the ground. Get in the fast lane, babe, you can make it. I promise I'll be there all the way. And if you get a little broken down, all that you gotta do is keep your head high. Let's get this out of the way. I can't wait another day to tell you you shouldn't wait. Don't be so afraid. Yeah, I'm a bit too much, but I'm fun and games. When I'm acting tough, I just wanna play. If you are looking for one hell of a ride, just come and get it. Baby, I'm all yours. Come and get it, 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 come and get it. If you are looking for one hell of a ride, just come and get it. Baby, I'm all yours. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, I'm a bit too much, but I'm fun and games. When I'm acting tough, I just wanna play. If you are looking for one hell of a ride, Want your kisses in the morning light. Wanna be next to you every night. No, I shouldn't love you, but I might. 'Cause your lips, they taste like cherry wine. You're no good for me. We're so bittersweet, but I still want you. I do. Baby, can't you see what you do to me? I just can't resist you. You got me drunk in love, I can't sleep. I need to sober up from this dream. But I can't deny, I can't deny you. I can't deny, I can't deny you. Na 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 na. Stay with me until tomorrow. Could you be the one to kill my sorrows? Maybe one night you can play the hero. Even if I know it's only for show. You're no good for me. We're so bittersweet, but I still want you. I do. Baby, can't you see what you do to me?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody in between and all over the world, welcome to this fantastic matchup that we have got for you here today. We see the reigning European champions of the mixed division, Deep Space, coming out against those flying frisbees from Freiburg. Disconnection, a low snag, scratching grass to scoop that one up. As some quick dump resetting, the team in white shoots for the end zone, and it is a massive collection for the first goal. Incredible pressure on the defense, but it doesn't matter. Disconnection showing how locked in they are to each other and getting that early first score. So, a opening flawless hold for the Germans. Look at that grab. That is not an easy pickup. Backhand reset into the middle. You can see the shape they're looking for. You can see what they're trying to do. That's Daniel Turk with the shot to the end zone. The resolution isn't quite high enough to pick up who was the goal scorer, but fantastic stuff. Daniel Kirk, of course, a hangover from last year. EUCF, obviously we mentioned. Deep Space took home the gold. Congratulations to Throning Root in fantastic fashion. Disconnection themselves were actually able to finish 5th, so just outside of the semi-finals. But bringing back a lot of that talent and looking to exert some pressure on the European champions. We're going to get our first look at the European champions here on stream. This is Elite Invite Leuven. We are brought to you today bright on a lovely and enjoyable Friday afternoon. Where are you? What are you doing? Join us in the chat. Are you chilling at work? Are you pretending to do other things? I'll never tell. What I will tell you about is that number 22, Elliot Cook, stepping up to get things started. Big time player for this, such a trusted handler. Picked up 18 assists, and as soon as I get speaking, I get proven wrong. Cook, that one was slightly overdone. Yeah, welcome back, everybody. It's that kind of a year. Philip Haas picks it up. Looks at the big sweeping swing across this D-line. Trying to push in, trying to get an early break. The pop back to Bankovitz. Bankovitz kind of on an island there. Not a huge amount of support coming. It's a basic, seems like a vert stack downfield. And they're happy to swing in the dump space. That's a nice inside flick break. That's the second inside flick break. Gets him right on the edge of the end zone. And there's the step through, nicely collected. Really great throw. Somehow I feel like that wasn't Thierry, but we don't have that name on file. You'll have to forgive me, but nice catch. And there's the break celebration. Slicing off heads. Disconnection. 2-0 up. Flawless hold. Professional break. I mean, they got a turn on Deep Space's first pass, I believe. As we have another look at that great inside shot. Starting to doubt the accuracy of the disconnection. Team list that I have available to me right now. But we will do what we can, and we will certainly enjoy some Ultimate in the meantime. Yes, number 28 is definitely not Pia. Pia, of course, graduate of the under-20 women's team. So quite a talented young player herself. Currently in Freiburg. Came out of Kirkheim/Tech. Played with Heidi's last year, so a little bit of that young talent. Was under 24 in 2023. So was a big part of that fantastic German team. All that to say, I wasn't talking about the person who actually threw it. As Deep Space, they get some completions together. They're going to need to keep working on it. That wasn't an easy grab. Stuck on the far sideline. There's the shimmy shake. Tries to get free down the line. Almost seems to be in double coverage. Plenty of time to chase down that all the way to the opposite side. Layla Dennison. Going to be talking about her quite a lot if Deep Space are having a good time. Lovely backhand break into the middle. Mendy, that's another leader of the team. Right onto the end zone. Fisher. He's a lovely man. And he's patient when it counts. Doesn't want to force anything quick. Reset. Nice doubling up with Cauldron. Cook now with Fisher in the middle. And this standoff defense by Disconnection outside the end zone. They don't want to commit. They're trying to swap off responsibilities between the handler marks so they can't get burned. This is clearly a handler isolation. Fisher and Cook working hard. They're trying to time the cuts from the end zone then. If you could notice the positioning from Disconnection, there's a lot of covering space, trying to make sure they don't let off breaks, and then right through the middle by Fisher. That was absolutely expertly done. Okay, let's take a breath, everybody. Let's break down what Deep Space were doing so well. As Layla Dennison with the final assist to Cook. Cook running a marathon out there just so he can gain 5 yards. So you'll see here the defenders trying to swap off responsibilities and trying to force through the middle. Now, constant effort on the part of Fisher and the rest of the people in the dump setting positions. Cauldron got ball for a little while. It was a lot of Fisher and Cook. Means that that's a very difficult defense to keep up. The idea that Disconnection were going for was they would clamp, force into the middle. So their two defenders on the handlers would stop any movement to the wings, and then that would allow them to set up zonal marking in the end zone that takes key threats as they try to time themselves off the dump cutting of the handlers. Now, the thing that will undo most defenses in Ultimate is constant movement. Constantly because every successful pass, every move forces the defense to reset, forces them to react. So by constantly applying that pressure on them, you never let them settle. And that whole defense is about coming up with a way to trap teams and then force them to settle for something they don't fully want. Very, very good job by Deep Space to get the whole point. Disconnection still 2-1 up. And doing some great work here. It's a lot of seemingly vertical stack downfield. Kind of clumping in the middle and then attacking the space with a long, ambitious cut. Nice work going down the line. That's Daniel Turk. Big time player for this Disconnection side. Was very important last year at EUCF. Oh, brilliant shot into the middle. Didn't look like it was going to come off initially. And there's another break. Disconnection showing how well timed they are. That is really impressive stuff. Fighting hard to the sideline. And then attacking. Really well timed as well. That was Weigel, who picked up the score. Catch of Weigel. Youngster. Well, I might be certainly young to me anyway, as we have another look. So there was the quick throws across and then taking on some difficult break throws. We've seen that from this Disconnection offense. Some really thrower-led moves. Those inside flicks, the one that we saw for the first hold, the one that we saw for their first break. And there, that throw, again, a very sharp break, a very direct angle, but a lot of faith. You got to have a lot of faith. You got someone like Weigl on the other end of it, but really great stuff from Disconnection, maintaining that lead, 3-1 up. They are. I'd love to know, people watching at home, where you land on the synchronized. Oh, that was nice. That was really nice. I think that was probably because they were calling for it. Please determine which one of you are choosing to define yourselves as that gender. You all know what I'm trying to say. Set yourself, make it clear what match you're going for. Okay, here come Deep Space, and right now it's clear Disconnection came into this with intention. Ruth Caudron's going to need to lead her team and help them respond in kind. Back into Nola Fisher. Sits low into the flick. Far sideline. The timing on those swings are fantastic, and that's where you gain the benefit. I think that was Squires to Wilson. And now burning down the line. That's definitely Daniel Wilson with the disc. Gets back. Oh, a bit of physical, but we don't mind it. Hulkyard was more than equal to the contact. Again, Disconnection, please update your jerseys. I don't have any of these names correct, I fear. Okay, so the disc. That's Sarah Halkard. Works as a research analyst based out of Woking. School experience with the Sussex Mohawks, which is a name that'll ring loud in a lot of UK-based varsity teams. Oh, and Denniston with a rare error! I didn't think that was possible. The more you know. So Fisher quick on the defense instead. And here come Disconnection, another chance at a break. They are really ratcheting up the pressure. And it's been very impressive so far. Haas. Tireless work on the far sideline. Really impressive stuff. And there, that throw is just a bit too low. There's going to be no call, I think. You think? It's almost immediately caused turnover. Now, forgive me for the low resolution in case I get this wrong. I think that's Carolyn Grassi on Denison. And if that is, hooray. You see, they immediately look for Denison. Great defense by Grassi. Caudron goes down and shoots deep. You can shutter it. Nope. Okay. Well, I thought Caudron had absolutely measured that to perfection. You see, Caudron gets that step right on the inside. Shoots. Looking for Denison on the other end. And they can't connect with each other. Unfortunate. Okay, so here they come back. Disconnecting with the second bite at the cherry and immediately throwing it away. That was an open side backhand to a very free cutter, so probably going to want that one back if they're honest with themselves. There's the quick pop. And a nice shot to the far sideline. I mean, it got there in the end. So you'll take it. That's Max Squires hitting Sarah Hulkyard. Max Squires, this is his 5th year with the club. Or 5 years playing even. 3rd year with the club. So only 29 years old. Only playing for 5 years. He's this good already. European champion. Very good. Loves the throws. Calls them break throws. I've got a proposal for everybody watching at home, as I believe you say they're either taking their time or taking the time out. Also like to say Max Squires, one of his sporting heroes is Dylan Freechild. We will put that down to the inexperience of youth. Okay, so that was Deep Space second point. Both offensive holds. Certainly wasn't clean. As the big pull goes up. And out. So plenty of time on this walk for Disconnection, who have looked so impressive on the offensive side, just handling business. See how they do. Immediately looking for that dump cut to the break side, a la Pitt early 2010s. Oh, and that shot through the middle, very nearly stolen away by Rowe. Quick offhand backhand, and here comes Disconnection, running a bit too fast for their own good. That excellence that made them so lethal can also be their undoing. A sword with no hilt, that quick fire offense at times. They've just got to try and grasp it. Okay, pinned on the sideline. You know you're immediately looking dump. That's going to be your entire focus. Eventually able to get it off. Disconnection really sitting on shoulders, staying in pockets. That's close match defense. Sandwell. So Disconnection putting pressure on every move. Great heads-up work, and there's the deep shot, trying to take advantage of the help. But mistimed, and somehow stolen away. What was that? Apart from being absolutely incredible, Duncan Rowe nearly got a steal block earlier in the point. Comes through to help out, cleans it up, gets the pop score to Ian Tate. Let's have another look at this. You can see the shot. You can see the intended receiver. I think that was Chow Yen. Nope, sorry, that's a 2, not a 12. That's Kate Gibson. And then just stealing in there to get the goal, Duncan Rowe, and then he pops it into Tate. That's why you got to help out. Any hanging hucks in the mixed division become so dangerous. As it was once said to me, male matching players have to be aware of the weight of their presence. And you have to take that into account when weighing your discs. By weighing your discs, I mean sending them to the end zone with a certain amount of float or a certain amount of zip. You have to appreciate that and recognize that in some of the deep cuts. And with Disconnection, the way they help each other on defense, those deep shots are going to become available. You got to time them. Excellent help offense by Duncan Rowe in that account. I think that was Henning Nover who was coming in as well. I'm getting bested. But here comes Disconnection. They are still in the lead. Although throwing that one immediately into the middle channel and into traffic. Ian Tate gets a block to go with his score. Gilboy throws into Potter. Potter. Oh, that one looked almost a little floaty, but actually perfect. And there's the big shot all the way around. And Tate collects on the opposite side. Fantastic stuff by Deep Space. And they come right back. 3-3. Have a look. Both teams doing a fantastic job of hitting these swings. I guess this is technically a swing throw. You can see how much zip you had to put into it, sitting down and slashing that across. And just like that, the European champions are up 3-1 down to 4-3 up. Nice little run. Tate involved on both ends, getting the score. I don't know if you're picking that up on the mics. There's always a little bit of discontention, maybe. Water thieves. How dare they? So, Lorcan, it's been a pretty entertaining, pretty fun day so far. Could you tell us how things have gone elsewhere in this tournament? Well, I can tell you what's going on in Pool A as they go to the timeout. So Pool A has Seski Discus, Seski, as they're more affectionately known, from France, Deep Space, obviously based out of London. Tartu Turbulence, I mean, if you didn't know, based out of Tartu, Estonia. Promising young team on the rise, lots of talent. Then Disconnection coming to you from Freiburg. So that is a talented group. The first game of the day, Deep Space took on Tartu Turbulence, 15-13. Now, Tartu Turbulence were a bit of an announcement, going as far as they did last year at EUCS, but showing their real talent. As you can imagine, Jakob Tam currently leads the group in stats. Get 3 assists in that game. They lost 15-13, so Deep Space able to use their depth, able to use their width as well. They just bring so many players. They are quite a good standard, but I think you gotta call it width at a certain point when it's just such an army of excellence that they bring to bear against you. Disconnection actually lost their opening game, 15-11 to Seski, which I think if people are basing it off of what they expect from Seski, that's not surprising, but then what we actually got from Seski last year, in terms of qualifying for EUCS, I think a lot of people were surprised how that went down. The three-way Universe Point matchup, the Solman Show, head to EUCF. So Seski definitely going to have a lot of purpose to their action. We'll see how much purpose Disconnection can bring into this game. They were 3-1 up. They're now 4-3 down. That offense looks so slick, so impressive to start up. But now, a lot of questions being asked. That was Turk in the middle of the pitch. That's him getting it back under an awful lot of pressure from Duncan Rowe. Duncan Rowe's had a really great start to this game. Nice swing back into the middle. And all the way across again. And there's the shot, the continuation. The timing slightly off. I think Feigl maybe tried to force that a little bit too much. And there he is. Duncan Rowe. Well, Rowe, your GOAT. Because right now, he's been the most impressive player at Deep Space on that pitch. So you can see here Feigl gets it, and immediately she wants to hit Turk. That timing of those cuts is set up so well, and I really think a lot of teams would benefit from just watching Disconnection and the way they cut for each other, especially how they work as a team, both defensively and offensively. But at that point, just the throw didn't quite have it. Lovely inside shot. A little bit of a bump. I mean, do you see anything wrong with it? I kind of do, but I understand as you're trying to step through, as you're trying to catch up with people. Just a little shoulder shuffle. Just a smidge. He's not getting that hook off now. New 10. Big face-up defense right in the open channel. But again, the inside break. That is not an easy catch. Certainly an impressive one. That's another difficult catch. Tate scooping it off the ground. Two big fakes. Nearly splitting Nova in two. Send her back in, Archer. Can she find her target? She does so. Very effectively. Sandwell sent it to Tate. Tate gets the break around. Very nicely done. That's Hill. And she goes for a break herself. I think tempting fate a little bit too much there. Trying to force it. Foster. Down the line. Momentary power position. Takes a second to think about it. Sits into it. There's the big shot. There's the big chase. All day, baby! Catch ya, Feigl. Catch it. If you can. Brilliant shot. Perfectly in line. So Disconnection needed that, but they got a little bit lucky. I feel like Deep Space tried to push things a little bit too far with some of those inside breaks, got away with a few outside their own end zone, but those lower percentage throws, I mean, eventually the maths will catch up with you. Also, this is just my little petition, right? I'm just going to send that out there. Y'all let me know what you think. I hate that we call a break throw and a break point the same thing. It's so confusing. I propose that we change the name of the break throw because it's less important than a break point, so the more important one should keep the name. I think we should call it a snap throw. Now I get it, sometimes you already call snap throws like ones you just snap off. Maybe a crack throw, but I don't know if people not from Ireland have as much of an affinity for that word. But you see the theme I'm going for, and also the general automatic pleasure I'm trying to derive from it. Onomatopoeia. When the word sounds like the thing it's describing. Like a buzz. Or in my opinion, moist. Cauldron. Fantastic snap throw straight off. Backhand around to Squires. Squires feeds it down the opposite line. Then makes a shimmy move. Can't get free. Certainly not free enough to satisfy the thrower. It goes back. Itermendi. Itermendi was such a huge player for them last year. Cook back to Itermendi. Looks for Cauldron, but floats it just outside of the sideline for not having a great record of praising people. Immediate dump cut. They need the snap throw into the middle. They get it. Wojko. Young. Goes for the big flick. You were always expecting it. He's a talismanic thrower, but not read as well as it could have been. I gotta say, I feel like Eggs might have given that one up a little bit. Cauldron down the line. Looking for options. Finds one in the form of Squires. Squires wants to lead again, does so. Van Zyl. So Amy Funsell. That didn't quite work out. My favorite phonetic description that I've seen in quite a while anyway. Amy Funsell. Understood the assignment, if I could just say so. I imagine they're looking for a dump straight into the middle to Young, who then will launch it. Such an assist leader for this team. Sitting that out, and so much trust just throwing into this space, letting their receivers chase it down. And there's the big shot. Once again launching, looking, trying to find, but nonchalant. Zhuza Vojko putting in the work, but you're going to try and get around late at Deniston. It's going to be tough. You can see they start behind. Just overtake, casual. Flippant, some would say. Dismissive. Oh, it seems to be a call. Well, I can keep coming up with superlatives for describing Deniston's particular approach. Oh, it's a conversation. See what we can listen in. So that one's going to come back. Amicable discussion. Understandable resolution. So there's the shot back into the center. Looking for options, nothing immediately available. Chuja gets it down the line. They're trying to set up those flick hooks. A lot of flick hooks out of this team. A lot of the time, it's a black shirt getting there first. Is this really turning into one of those mammoth points that can determine a game? Cauldron takes the slow march. Is that pile on the mark? Cauldron, that is a difficult throw to get off. I mean, maybe for mortals. Not so much for her. Funsell. Low backhand break well across to Cook. Cook uncorks one, launching, looking, and finding right outside the end zone. Initially it's Baker. Baker back to Squires. Squires is Itermendi. Decides against it. That was actually largely turned down by Young's great force. Back to Deniston. Deniston back to Squires. Squires shoots, looking and finding. That is Alvaro Iturmendi. Big time player. There you can see Young. Great work on the force to shut that down. But there the defense falls asleep. And this is the power of the swing, kids. Iturmendi recycles to the back of the stack. And before his defender can realize what his responsibility is and pick it up, it's all shut down. Now maybe they were trying a clamp, but Iturmendi's constant movement made that very difficult to track. Excellent stuff from Iturmendi. Understandable timeout taken. That's going to be 5-4 to deep space. They started the game on D. Keep that in mind for when we return to you in just a little while.
Yes, he will. The lovely did.
And we are back. Disconnection receiving the disc. I gotta tell you, I think it's 5-4. I could be wrong on that front though. Pretty sure I'm not. Disconnection in the end zone. And they're really getting forced back. This match defense from deep space is keeping them in the short field. Huge steal! Immediately pop back in! Sensation! No! Chow Yen So. I mean, she pulled that one apart at the seams. Look at this. That's number 12. That's number 12. Chow Yen So recognizes the up the line cut. Might have been peeling off to stop the up the line cut and kind of just got lucky. Really, no matter how you slice it, that's a phenomenal interception. And then Tim Gilboy to finish it off, immediately peeling off from the force to the score. Incredible interception by Chow Yen So, though.
Let's go space!
So 6-4 to deep space. Games are to 15, 17 minutes long, so we're approaching halfway in terms of time, but you know, time in Ultimate's more of a guideline than a strict rule. There's that quick resetting. Attacking the front and Disconnection. So much faith in each other, so much time spent playing together. Really a club team's club team. Back into the middle. Bit of an unforced error. I don't want to call those unforced errors. Do you see Disconnection want to get the continuation cut off? But deep space never stop working on the defensive side, and they really limit your options. It's a lot of pressure on every move. There's the up the line cut. That's a little sneaky up the line cut from Sandwell. And sneaky's probably a generous way of me describing it. Finds the front corner and Tate a goal machine. 3 points so far. That's another break. Thought maybe Sandwell would look back into the middle to Kate Gibson. Decides against it. That is a hat of destruction. 3 points for the D-line man. Let's have another look at his celebration. A gentleman's spike, shall we say. 7-4. You can really see the European champions stretching their legs and showing why they are so impressive. I think a lot of us, when we saw this group, we thought, okay, obviously we want to see Seski on space. So we have another look there. Great throw from Sandwell. Obviously we want to see Seski on space. That's going to be a great game, and it will show what kind of intention Seski have. You've got to believe that the French are coming back angry about what happened. But Lorcan is a timeout. What else is going on? What else is going on, everybody, as we have another pool, mixed pool B. And just give you a little update what's happening there. Reading Ultimate. I mean, look, paid any attention to Ultimate, you know who Reading are. Take Leamington Lemmings. They both won their earlier games. Manchot and Nullock to fill out the rest of that group. Leamington beat Manchot 13-11. Those are two comparable clubs as well in terms of their standings on the national scene, maybe their reputation certainly growing a lot in the last year. So really exciting teams to keep an eye on. Leamington coming out on top over Manchot. And then Nullock losing, but not by a lot to Reading Ultimate. Nullock making some intention, but if they want to make it to EUCF, they're going to need to start winning some games, which might sound a bit harsh. But they didn't have the greatest time in Malmo either. So they're going to have to make some adjustments. Right now, they are 6-4 down to Leamington Lemmings. So after a really impressive season last year and making it to the EUCF, not have a lot ahead of them. Reading are currently 7-4 in Manchot, by the way. And then in Pool A, in the other game, where Tartu are taking on Seski, it's halftime. I am riveted too, sideline person. It doesn't get any better than this. And for those of you who were curious, despite starting on offense, Seski lost 8-7. They went in at half. That's a big deal. So Tartu really showing off. But now we got to look at what we've got right in front of us and showing off. Look at that throw. Oh, goodness gravy. Miriam Foster just taking all the time in the world to chase that down. I mean, I could have caught up to that one. That's how you put some sit on a throw. Bit of a straight-up force, standoffish, so much time, so much space, and they're not really going to fret about arcing those ones around to each other. Disconnection needed that. That's how they looked on the first point. They didn't really look like that again for a while. It's a big-time play. Miriam Foster got that goal. Huge player for Disconnection. Really one of their stars. Last year at EUCF, she got 12 assists, 7 goals, adding to that tally today. Realizing now that there's more than one place that I can find the stats. This farm one is not working out so great, but we will improve. I do want to apologize to Louis Niistroj because you've been playing brilliantly, but your number's down differently on our thing, so I didn't realize it was you. But enough of that now. Fisher's got the disc. Making the move back in. Caudron, Hirely's backhand snap throw. Denniston bringing it across. Those were 2 snap throws in a row. Alkiard back to Deniston. Looking across. There's the lefty. Doesn't like that one. Goes down the line, but basically a snap. Wilson looks to arc it. That was open side, and with all the time in the world, Elliot Cook lets that one simmer for clap catching it. That does bring us to half-time, with Deep Space taking it 8-5. So thank you very much for joining us. The European champions very much playing like it right now, and the Germans with a bit of a hill to climb. How will they surmount it? It all remains to be seen. So keep it right here, and I will see you shortly. Same catch time, same catch channel.
Get there. Yes, he will. The lovely did.
And we're back and on the net. And I can't say the next part of that. I thought a word would come to me, but it didn't. Welcome back, everybody. Adulating, that's the word. We're back and on the net and adulating at this fantastic game, Deep Space versus Disconnection. Disconnection going with the much more fun Disco as their entrance, Cauldron. And a zone look. Disconnection hadn't bothered coming out with a zone. We're going to go to our technical corner, otherwise known as the nerd hole, to break this down. What you got for us in the nerd hole, Lorcan? Well, thank you very much for joining us over here, Lorcan. As you can see here, they're going with the wall. 3 people at the front, trying to limit the penetration downfield. And now they're almost reverting momentarily. There's the switch as they cross halfway, and there's the big deep shot. Well, we've got some action. Intermendi's underneath it! I mean, I think there was a defender in the area. But it must be said, those eggs got done rotten. Nice shot by Squires, that's all about the faith. Jonathan Eggs, not a man to be dismissed. But Alvaro Itermendi, not a man to be denied. Just a statement of intent for Alvaro. Got 4 assists, 16 goals in the championship campaign last year. at EUCF for deep space, so somewhat eponymous, shall we say, with his movements.
Let's go, Space! Push here, we push here! Let's go, Space!
Although Otamendi also picked up 18 goals for Spain at Euros, so he knows what he's doing in the end zone. Let's see if Disconnection can respond effectively. That's a high backhand snap throw. There's the big wind-up shot, but put back in the pocket by Daniel Turk. Instead, they're working these snaps to the far side. That's Bankvitz. Bankvitz launching, looking, finding on the opposite end. Really well chased down. That's Weigl. She's been at the end of a lot of the positivity for Disconnection going downfield. Turk back to Weigl. Weigl back to Turk. That's that Disconnection offense they like to work. Almost like a typewriter, forcing their way down. Niestroj with the disc. Back to Weigl. Inside flick break. Just about held onto by Turk, and those inside flick snap throws even. I'm making my own mistakes now. Niestroj goes for the snap throw, floats it. That probably shouldn't have worked as well as it did, but Henning Nova isn't going to second guess. Great catch by Henning Nova, 28 years old, originally from Ravensburg before moving to Freiburg. And used to play with Haschlicker Erdvögel before joining Disconnection. In case anybody is familiar with Haschlicker Erdvögel, I was always a big fan of that team. The Angry Aardvarks. Fantastic name, fantastic team. And again, similar to Disconnection, very tight-knit, work closely together. I mean, you want to talk about working closely together. Let's have another look at this end zone offensive set. Niestroj. Speculative, shall we say at best? Honestly, I thought Gibson might have punished them for that. Maybe it's because everyone was so close together, nobody felt comfortable going for the layout. Maybe it's because Louis is such a good thrower, Louis Niestroj, for Disconnection is such a good thrower, that there was nothing they could do, and I'm just wildly discrediting him. Wouldn't be the first time. So, Disco. Trying to fight their way back into this game. 8-5 at half, 9-6 now. They're gonna need to rack up some breaks. Can they do it? Well, it's gonna take a lot of work, and right now they don't seem fully equal to the task. Deep Space made it a long way down that pitch very quickly. There's Helkyard back to Squires. Squires in the middle of the pitch has Cook. Cook tries some hot stepping, but doesn't really get anywhere. Probably the best move, just clear space for Denniston. Squires and Denniston, so effective at working together. Caudron, there's the snap throw around to her. And then the open inside, Caudron just goes again, wants it back. Brilliant leadership. Really driving offense forward with her movement every throw, and she goes. Never clogging a space, and all the time giving you another option. Denniston. You can see Squires. He's sitting as the linchpin across to Cook, back to Squires. Just being relied upon to deal with it. And Disconnection keeping with that force middle, trying to move all of the action through that center channel. Really great match defense. That almost worked, but Hulkyard just too good. Slipped and recovers. Squires spreads it out. Cook. Back to Squires. Cook keeps going, but that one wasn't paying full attention. Brilliant defensive pressure. Eileen Gadd. And there's the timeout called. Understandably, Disconnection weren't able to convert their earlier attempts. So you can see when the defenders are switching and poaching, the right move is to cut as a handler. The wrong move is to not look where you're throwing. Maybe a bit too much faith between Cook and Squires. Force the throw. Katharina. Eileen Gadd got that block. So, Disco, can they get the break score? We'll We'll find out after this timeout. Lorcan, these are two titans of the European mixed ultimate scene. It seems unlikely they've never met before. And have they? It's a great question, Lorcan. Thanks for asking. I wasn't anticipating that at all. They have in fact met recently enough. Well, we say recently. It was at the Elite Invite 2023 in Bern last year was the last time these two teams went up against each other. Disconnection and Deep Space locking horns in the semi-finals, with ultimately Disconnection winning on Universe. Disconnection would then go on to lose to Reading in the final of that Elite Invite. And here comes Disconnection. You know they wanted that deep shot straight away. That's why they threw it to absolutely nobody. Forcing that look, and classic example of a turnout. Honestly, Young, power position. I don't know. Power position, sending to one of your best receivers against their best deep defender. I'm just surprised by that throw, I suppose. I think when you double cock it, as in you go for the hook and you pull back and then you try to throw it the second time, that's always a tough throw. Cook. Cauldron burns down the line, opening up huge space in the middle of the field. Quickly filled by Dennis. And again, kids at home, if you're watching this, if you're enjoying it, just like I am, pay attention to the shapes these teams make. Their use of the swing is incredible. It's so vital. Ooh, their execution on the other end of some things somewhat lacking at times. That one goes just outside Tremendi's fingers. And Young goes with the backhand rip. That's low, but quick and finding in wide open space for the score. Philip Haas. That was a lot more like it. Young and Haas. Who between them are old enough to have seen the Beatles play live. Gotta tell you, I'm loving these celebrations, the pool noodle ones. Samurai was cool. I think that was a golf shot. I'm a big fan of team celebrations, keeping the spirits up. So, very nice stuff to see. So that is a break. That's a break for Disconnection. Also, there was apparently Ozan Terzi who threw that assist. I don't think that's true. Swinging it around and already Deep Space past the halfway. Fisher. Quadrant. What she got brewing. Back to Fisher. Down the line. Was that up in time? Immediately Felix Visser pointing at the ground saying that's down. Cut down the line. So much pressure immediately applied by Dennison. There's going to be a call for a foul. I mean, you're trying to get free up the line on Layla Dennison, you're going to have a bad time. I believe that's Ishuja. It's just hard to tell sometimes. That is Laura Sedelmeier. Laura Sedelmeier getting involved in the conversation. Brilliant shot inside by Caudron. And there's the burn down the line, but ever so slightly too far ahead. Elliot Cook watching it skim sud. Disconnection, they need this break. They want it. Oh, and again, that one bounces off the hand. Dennison looks to punish immediately. Sits a high, floaty one all the way out the back, but Funsail's there. Back across. The throw and going is so impressive. Dennison's gone again. Hit her. Brilliant stop by Dennison and Funsail, putting in all the work, and then that last throw to Fisher was just too close. Too close to the inside channel. Looking for a fish, but he got a visser instead. Lead to the corner, and that's a goal. Deep Space starting a lot of mistakes creeping into their game right now. And Disconnection, there's the quick fire. Typewriter offense looking to lead all the way back down the pitch. Sedelmeier shoots for the end zone and ever so slightly ahead. Amory Kuhn chasing it down to no avail. So Deep Space get another look. You got to think, whoever scores this, I'm calling it now, whoever scores this point wins the game. Games always seem to go like this. We're about halfway through the second half. Deep Space putting in so much work in that handler area, trying to get free, trying to do something. Caudron is going to war right now. I'm not sure she's winning either. Down the line, big sit in and ripped. Launched Caudron, couldn't get the better downfield, but does. Couldn't get the better in the backfield of Kuhn. Attacks downfield. Veteran move by Caudron. You can see why she's such an important leader for this team. It's their 11th year playing. So it's a lovely shot. But look at the separation that Caudron has. And that's because she absolutely put in work. I mean, Kuhn was doing fantastic at shutting down Caudron. See how exhausted she is. Caudron driving that offense so frequently for Deep Space, sitting in the linchpin handler position. But you can see there, Amory Kuhn, incredible dump defense in the handler space. Caudron recognizes that's 11 years of experience, all being targeted against you. Originally from Liverpool as well. As a marketing manager at a software company. That's what I do. Based in Richmond, London. I want to give a shout out to Rachel, who might be watching at home. Apparently has no interest in sport, but watches all of Roots games. All right. So Disconnection let that one go, and I gotta tell you, I think that was a fatal mistake. But I've been proven wrong every time I open my mouth, and big run through D, or is that gonna be called? Looking for the center space. It's going to be an uncontested throw. Archer. It's going to be tapped back in. Here come Disconnection. Spared some blushes there. Across to the opposite side. Nova. Down the line. Knees thrown, shoots. Screaming for the end zone. Trying to find that young star, Paya Bankvitz, but a bit too much in the end. So deep space. Want to extend this lead. They are 7-10 to the good. Games are to 15. They're also 70 minutes limited. And I'll tell you which one I think is going to happen first. Nice swing back inside to the middle. No, they want to waste no time. Looking for options anywhere they can be found. Nice break around. And Gilboy shoots! Beautifully finding on the opposite sideline, Stephen Millard. That was an incredible throw. Field switching. I mean, I've been talking about that swing all game long. That time sends it. Special shout out to Potter as well, who I think was doing quite a good job. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing Nova could do but watch it go by. Would have been nice to maybe include the throw in the clip. Tim Gilboy with one of the throws of the day, I gotta say. Let's have another look. Letting it fly. And baby, you gotta let the free birds fly. That's another break, by the way, 11-7. 4-point gap. Deep space in a commanding position, and Ian Tate has put that hat on, which means he means business. 3 break scores to his name already. It's originally from Octorada. Huh, who knew? Suppose now we all do, don't we? Happy to share that with everybody. Big backhand. Oh, it was an offside call. So rather than retaking it, I'm assuming there was a previous offside. I might change the offside rule. I should look that up before I start speaking openly. They're getting a bracket, and Disconnection coming out with a split stack. So showing some of the different tactics they've been working on. Trying to set up those deep shots, somewhat unsurprisingly. But right now, it's all just going a bit wrong. I think I can understand where Turk's coming from there. So, have a look here at how much contact you think Duncan Rowe applies to Turk while trying to cut after him up the line. I think just kind of knocks him off a little bit. That's Rowe in the black. Turk in the white. It's a matter of maybe clipping his foot. I don't know though. When you need to change direction that suddenly, it can be a little difficult for defense to really have an honest opportunity to stop it. That's 45 seconds gone. Only got 8 minutes left in this game, and it looks like it's the Londoners. It's going to be retracted. No. They say uncontested, I suppose because he didn't catch it. So this uncontested, he didn't catch it, so he doesn't get the disc. The disc goes back, but the clock is reset to 0. So that's a full 10. And immediately burning deep. Love that move. Quick single cross. Foster. Shoot down the line and down to the ground. It's really just not working right now for Disconnection, and at their best, their cuts are timed to perfection. People are turning to make eye contact with the thrower, losing their defender in the action right as the thrower is getting into a power position. They hit you quick, they hit you continuously. But there's been a few hiccups, and Team My Deep Space are the European champions. Tate throws that one back into the middle. Back across to Tate. And you see Deep Space, as soon as a handler throws it, they're supposed to go. And Tate putting a bit too much mustard on that one. That's not the kind of beat you want mustard on. Disconnection. Trying to reconnect. Förster. Quick pop back. The no-look and the Owie. Big snap throw to the front corner. Nice toe drag swag by Philip Kitchen to get the score. So that's going to make it 11-8. As we have another look at that triumphant walk down the scoreline by Philip Kitchen. He's been playing for 13 years, despite only being 26. Started in 2011. Played on the Austrian under-17, 20, 24 teams, as well as Open, Mixed, and Germany Mixed. Biggest achievement, probably coming fourth at under-20 Worlds. Philip Kitchen, the doctor, is in. Of course, is it enough? I mean, right now, no. And we got 5 minutes left in time. 11-7. 11-8, that should be. So Disconnection. They've had bites at the apple. You know? They've thrown a few asteroids at the celestial body. But they've just gotten burned up on entry. Here go Disconnection. Sending that one up. Deep space. Looking to work. Termendi. Across. And around again. Cauldron. Quick fire. All the way down the line by Deep Space right now. Baker back to Cauldron. Cauldron looks to swing it all the way across to Squires. And back into the middle. There's the quick pop back up. And Hulkyard tries to lead. So Hulkyard goes for the pop. It's not a great pop back to Cauldron. Hulkyard then runs towards the end zone and never once looks where she's going. So here's my point. She's committing dangerous play. She never once looks where she's going. She doesn't adjust her speed. The defender recognizes that. Gets there first. That's Philip Kitchen again. Gets there first with minimal contact. So personally, I would disagree with that call. But back into Cauldron. And there's the snap throw over the top, comfortably collected for the goal by Fun Safe. I think the fact that Hulkyard received that disc right at the front of the end zone reflects it was an uncontested foul, so whatever she called, Kitchen definitely agreed with. That pushes that out. So a hold in the end. for deep space. And they've got really strong throwers that are able to attack marks, find the cracks in them. I mean, Caudron, right there. High release backhand. Funsail's not going to mess that up. And that is Alana Archer, disc in hand, product of the University of Southern California. Of course, you're going to be a team based out of London. You're going to have a lot of nationalities to choose from. Beautiful leading pass. That could have sat all day. Turk and I think Firsta. Inside break across to Niestroj, across to Turk. Again, the timing in full effect. Trying to float that one up. It's going to be a battle, or Firsta's just going to read it perfectly and take it down immediately. Chow Yen had that fantastic interception earlier in the game, but this time just got a little bit lost. I didn't love this throw from Turk initially, but when you realize he's throwing it over the back of Chow Yen and actually giving plenty of time for Firsta to recognize, readjust, and take it down. Really, really great throw. And again, showing you why I'm not a European champion. So that makes it 12-9 to deep space, as we have 5 seconds left in the game. I was listening out for some kind of buzzer. Pretty certain the games are 70 minutes. Nice leading pass to Caudron. Catch and throw, constantly. It's got to be so frustrating to try and deal with. That's back to Squires. Squires to Intermendi. Long to Cook. And then again, disconnection. I love that buzz peel-off defense, but deep space, with their constant movement and great snap throws, have really made mincemeat of it. Fisher timing that and challenging it to perfection. So you do leave gaps, and deep space have just taken advantage of them. I mean, at this point, Max Squires is just throwing those for fun. I guess we all do it for fun. Caudron, Cook, just so you know, the final throws. So much of that is on Squires, just collecting it in that linchpin position, taking on the initial hard snap throw. You can see here, just surveying his kingdom. Caudron always cutting towards that side. Sits down and continues the snap all the way across. My heart goes out to Amrei Kuhn. I mean, she is putting in work, and it's still not super successful. I mean, it's not like a lot of people can say they're successful trying to defend Caudron, but that's just a hard assignment. 13-9, game to 14. You can see the little zoom in on Caudron. And deep space. Go with a pretty traditional D-line as they look to finish this one out. Fairly established players. They're going to look to run them into the ground. They want to end this one early. Point differential does matter. That is an incredible pull. That was absolutely incredible. I wasn't paying full. I think that was Gilboy, who, for me, has the throw of the game so far as well. Niestroj gets the up the line to the power position, but the dump cut not really into position straight away. Vissa. Turk goes down the line, gets it back. You see Rowe just saying, all right, look, kind of slapped me in the face making that cut. Rowe and Turk's another fantastic matchup we've been enjoying all game long. Just a little bit of a call there. Cool those jets just a smidge. You know, your jet's burning a wee bit hot for me. Back in, Turk. Turns down the swing that time. I don't think the disconnection of the first few points of this game would have done that. Nice little quick reset. Förster gets it down the line. Tate tries to steal through. Can't get in front of Nova in time. Nova wants to dump back as Förster. Förster just kind of bails on him a little. That Stockhouse getting high and almost able to rescue it. Fantastic work by Archer. See, again, just as a reflection of how little I know about this sport, I thought Miriam Förster, number 37, had just bailed on Henning Nova on the sideline. But what she'd actually done is disguised to clear and then immediately there attacks front corner. Really nicely done. Great move. I mean, extra pressure in the form of Tim Gilboy. Trying to work out who they subbed on for Archer. So they're going to look to end this anyway. Tate thinks about ripping it, puts it back in the pocket. Yeah, you got to pocket a huck or two. You got to uncork a few as well. Gibson into the middle. And Gilboy wants to launch it. Looking all the way down for their fourth point of the match. Ian Tate takes off the hat in celebration. I mean, he scored. Oh, that's a brilliant hat throw. All right, Sandwell. We're just going to give a quick shout out for that incredible hat throw. Ali Thomas comes in to celebrate too. Understandable deep shot. Ian Tate has been eating people up all game long. Louis Nistrage, I think he's just exhausted, to be honest with you. Just fairly exhausted. That is not game. I gotta look it up. Maybe these games aren't 75 minutes. It's 14-9 though to deep space, so another break will definitely see them win this game. Because they are definitely games to 15. There's the big throw all the way down the pitch. Disconnection. Förster with the disc, but this is a lot more like it. Kitchen. Or Nova, sorry. Gets it right back. There's the quick throw, the triangle cutting. Executed really, really effectively. Right outside of the end zone. That's Bankfitz. Quickly centers it back out to Stetson. And this is involving every Disconnection player right now. And there's Turk for Förster. Real leaders of the squad finishing off the move, but just about who wasn't involved in that play. And those Weigler originally to Turk to Förster to finish it off, but we saw Bankfitz get involved. We saw Stetter show up. We saw Kitchen. Or Nova even, sorry. It's twice now. So really nicely done. Sarah, that's a brilliant break throw by Weigel. Or snap throw. I gotta tell you, Crow, not loving the use of snap. I've tried it out for a game now, I don't think it works. I still think we need a different word. I don't think snap is the word. Continuing my breakfast theme, no, maybe crackle? Crack throw? It's some kind of play on break, right? But I don't want to call it a bend throw, because we have bendy throws. So, and like, if you're going mark, so you've just beaten the mark, so how would you describe beating the mark? I mean, like, clean, but a clean throw, that's already something. It seems easy, just sitting here talking nonsense. But it takes a lot of thought. So, 14-10, I think.
Here we go. do your job. Yeah, gamble later. Okay, Freiburg.
And that's sent back. Fisher throws that one back. Stick goes down the line. That's a fantastic throw. Bit too much or just enough? Dennison wanted it. Unfortunately, fun sale. To watch that bounce out of her outstretched hands. I like how quickly they attack. Georgie Hill, I believe. Well, maybe not. So immediately catching it, sitting into it. Was forced to send that back in the end. And here come Disconnection. I mean, every point counts, right? So that's back. This is really nice stuff. The Germans, they try to work their way back. You can see Young coming under. You know, he wants that disc back in his hands as soon as possible. They're going to keep working their way down the pitch as far as they can. Kuhn to Young. And there's the big shot from Young. He's shooting to the end zone. He's looking for options. Goal! Of course, I assume he was trying to hit either Wojtko or Eggs. It's a big time arcing shot. Up, over, around. Just running out of space in the end. Jana. Fisher burning deep, and there goes the launch. Nothing else really becoming available. I don't think that's going to sit long enough for him. Oh, it's not even nearly in bounds. So putting in that work. Not really getting much for it. Disconnection really need to correct course and refocus on this. Back into the middle, Cunha. Amrai Cunha. And big step through block. Dennison just smashing that one out of the way. So now Cauldron. Maybe settle this down a little bit. Fisher. They catch up. Fisher's looking for options, nothing immediately available. Cauldron, big snap, crackle, pop, throw by none other than Ruth Cauldron. Golly gosh. At some point I might mention Daniel Wilson, but seems superfluous almost. What an incredible throw. What a great game. 15-10. Now that's a statement of intent by Deep Space, because they're the European champions, and that's exactly what Disconnection want to be, right? Disconnection want to make the semi-finals this year. They're not, I wouldn't say satisfied, maybe happy, but certainly not satisfied with finishing 5th last year at Euros. And you're saying, okay, we're coming in, this is a warm-up tournament. We've got a few different defensive looks we want to try, as we have one more look at that incredible backhand scooping snapshot. There, you know, the crowd respects it too. That's a great throw. Some clapping people in the background. So yeah, Deep Space, 15-10 over Disco. Disco tried out a zone for, I think, a point. Maybe conditions aren't really too useful for it, but Deep Space showing their tireless swinging and basically just playing fundamental ultimate, timed to such a tight margin, and then just doing it better than Disconnection, because at their core, their philosophies and how they approach this game, I would say, quite similar. But thank you very much for joining me, and please keep it here with us at Solid Sport, as we've got so much action left to come to you today. Some great shows coming up. I mean, Iceni against Yaka. That's very exciting. I mean, is it as exciting as it once was when these two teams were battling it out of the upper echelon? I would say yes, because those are sides looking to recapture crowns. We've also got East Block taking on Moon Cup, so if you like your women's ultimate full of rising powers, look no further. Box Vienna against Jinx Midnight as well, so those are some established powers, but looking to try and make that next step. Box, of course, got a big win over Iceni earlier on. Then finally, rounding it out, Jet Set Love will be fed to BFD Shout. Everybody, thank you for joining us, and keep it right here for the next slice of action. I've been Lorcan Murray. You've been wonderful.